Okay, hello everyone! It is good to see you this time. I remembered have the wait screen on before getting things started, because you know, like you do. That's an important thing to have going on here. But anyways, it is Wednesday, which means it is time for Mini Mayhem, and I will be your host today. For those of you who don't know me, I am Vee Muse, and for those of you who may not be aware of the situation, yes, this is also my last Mini Mayhem that I will be doing for WizKids. Some of you may have missed the announcement that I had going on my socials, but in case you didn't hear, I am going to be moving on to a different opportunity. I am still working with WizKids, however. I will still be doing their paint party event, so we'll still have some interactions happening. It's just I won't be working with their marketing and PR department like I have been for the past year and a half. So I'm not going anywhere. I want to make sure that's very clear for people, because there have been questions of concern for that. It's not that I'm leaving entirely. I'm not pulling a Avant to be alone. It's more that you'll see me somewhere else in the future, in the very near future. I will share more about that on my own socials when the time gets closer. But today I thought for the last Mini Mayhem that I will be hosting that we should have some fun, and we should take a look at my near and dear, my darling loves, unpainted miniatures for D&D Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures, as well as for Magic the Gathering. Now we're going to be taking a look at Wave 15. This is the next upcoming wave that you're going to be seeing in your local game store in the month of July. Remember, right now I can't give exact dates simply because of the fact shipping is... It's interesting right now with shipping, so I am doing my best to sort of give you a target as to when to expect these. So Wave 15 will be coming out for D&D Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures. It will be coming out in July 2021. Magic the Gathering might have a slight delay to it. And again, this all goes back to the global shipping issues that have been going on and making sure things get to where they need to be. But definitely make sure you are checking out WizKids' socials to find out more about release dates and when things are available for pre-order, or when you can order them and get them in store, available now type of situation. So all that being said, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Also, if you're new, don't forget, you can hit that subscribe or follow, depending on which channel you're watching. Over here, I have this combined chat of everyone who is participating in the chats on both channels. So if you want to talk with each other, what you can always do is at the person in the opposite channel, I guess. So if you want to talk to someone on Twitch and you're watching on YouTube, just at their screen name, and then that way people will know who you are talking to. Just a little thing. And also, should you have any questions, type in caps, because it's a lot easier for me to capture the question is if you type in caps question and then have your question. I do ask that you try and keep it to the subject matter at hand. There are also times where I may not be able to give you all the information simply because it's not readily available. It's not something that has been brought to my own attention, or it's something that would need to be researched and found out after the fact, after the stream. So thank you everyone who's already in the chats. It is lovely to see you joining. Let me see here. I'm getting a quick little... Oh, so Subcommandante. Thank you. I will get that feedback back to R&D about that thing that you've been noticing. And hello, Matt Elfring. Thank you for joining. So what I want to do is first we'll jump into... Let's take a look at Nolzur's first, okay? Because it's a fantastic line. Again... Disclaimer, the minis that I received are the ones that were used. Hello, Brandon. The minis I received are the ones that were used for photography purposes for our online stores and everything like that. So when they got shipped to me, since the primer issue was brought up, so when they were shipped to me, they got shipped in plastic bags, which means you might see some chipping or scraping on these miniatures because they were not in their protective blisters. It's just the way it worked out. For me personally, as a mini painter, that doesn't faze me at all. That just means I'm going to go in, quickly buff down the edges, and I can put a spot of primer over it, and I'm good to go. But I don't want you to think that is what they look like out of the blister. That is not the situation here. It is just how they got to me after getting bumped around on FedEx. Let's put it that way. But I do have pretty much everything from the Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures line. I do not have, and this is the exciting thing, and I'm sorry I don't have it, I do not have the Adult White Dragon unpainted version. So if you saw the Adult White Dragon painted version and said, hey, I want to paint that, guess what? you can. That's going to be going for $39.99. Again, reach out to your FLGS. Always go local, because remember, they're doing what they can during these times. Many of them are doing scheduled appointments. Some of them are doing curbside pickup. Some will even do shipping at an extra fee type of situation. So these are all things you can reach out to them. And if you're not sure where to find a local store, go to wizkids.io/local store. Plug in all your information. It'll give you a list of stores that are near you that carry WizKids products. However, I always recommend that you either email them or give them a call to find out if they are still open and what they are doing for social distance safety practices type of thing. And let me see here. Questions. I saw some interesting things on Noble Knights games. Any idea when the cat... Oh, you mean for Warlock Tiles, Brandon? Yeah, Warlock Tiles, I discussed this a couple streams back. Caverns is going to be something coming down the pipeline theme-wise for Warlock Tiles, and I hope you all enjoy them because they're quite interesting from the ones that I've seen so far. That's all I can say about that, literally. Stop, close, gap. Oh yes, the Plague Doctor is a good one to set aside for the Pathfinder Starfighter. If you missed those, that was last week's stream. But we have some really great ones coming out for D&D as well as for Magic the Gathering. So what do you say? Because I have a lot of minis, and this is forewarning. We are looking at a very, very longer stream because I am looking into these two different. Give me 1 second. I need to flip a button here. You still good? Okay. Some very detailed miniatures and everything like that, and you know. Let's go. First, we're going to take a look at Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures, and they're not in any particular order. Most of it is because of the fact I have them all separated in their own little baggies, and I'm just pulling them from a box. I'm not kidding. Like, this is my stash. So, I'm going to start. I pulled quite a fun one, quite frankly. So I'm going to start. I'm going to flip to my overhead, and oh, that was an interesting little blip. We'll keep an eye on that one. So let's go to overhead. Don't forget, I will play with settings for focus because we are looking at a variety of different sized miniatures. Every so often, what is focused for a small creature does not work for a large or bigger. So just keep that one in mind too, and your patience is appreciated. So let's go to overhead and take a look here. So this is the first one that I grabbed. And hello to everyone joining. So great to see you joining us. Thank you so much to everyone saying hello. So this is the Death Tyrant. Now, don't forget the Death Tyrant is going to be one of the Paint Night kits coming out in fall 2021. So you will be seeing me with a couple of special guests painting this one up, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So this is the mini itself. I'm going to show you I have the backing cards for stores like when they're out of stock, so I'll show you that so you can see the renders. But this is the miniature itself. It is one that is going to be selling for $8.99 at that MSRP. SKU on this one is 90312. For those of you interested in the SKUs, I do believe I was able to get all that information plugged into the description ahead of time. If not, I will be adding it after the fact. So as you can see, you get these lovely clear plastic details for the tentacles. So it looks like, you know, because they're not actually tentacles, they're more like sort of floating around the head. And this is sort of the best way to approach that. And you can see there's all this great texture in the skull-like head. And you have this interesting, oh, it's going to take a bite. And you have this fantastic detail for the eye right there going on too. So this is the render of it, of how you could paint it out to sort of capture that appearance for the Death Tyrant. Really cool mini. I love the way it's using all of these plastic details for extra effect. And yes, all of these minis, Marcello, they come assembled and they come pre-primed. So you can take them out of the blister and just start going right away on the miniature. Some people do like to go through and they might remove some mold line aspects if they need to. But no, it's pretty much you take it out of the blister and you can start painting is how these work. You might be thinking of the sprue line, which will be coming out later on and has been mentioned. More details on that to come though from WizKids as they get better prepared for that one. But that's all I can say about that particular line. But anyways, here is the Death Tyrant. So that again is an $8.99, and don't forget it is also, pardon the plastic baggy sound, I'm basically putting them back and then I'm going to start popping them into, yoink, a box that I have prepared ready. So if you are interested in the Death Tyrant paint kit. This is, I'm going to go back to the main screen. This is what it'll look like. So you will get the same mini, but you're also going to get all of these paints included with it. And yes, we're going to have a WizKids paint party in the fall for that one. Okay, just a little heads up on that. Again, those should be in stores towards the end of summer, early fall, I think is where we're tracking on those. And actually we don't use Vallejo primer, Brandon. It is a different type of primer that is now being used. If you'll notice, the packaging no longer has a Vallejo symbol on that for the primed minis. It is a fantastic paint. It is a fantastic mini, and honestly, I think it'd be great for beginner painters because there are a couple techniques you could pick up from that. Obviously, I will address those when we do the paint party. Okay, next one we're going to jump into is the Annis Hag, and I'm going to show you when I go to the overhead because that would work. Here we go. So here is the render, and this is what you'll be looking for. Keep in mind the background color on this should be yellow. Same thing with the Death Tyrant because this is also another $8.99. And then flip it over, and that is the painted render version if you need some ideas on how to paint this up. And let me show you the mini itself. These all come with the black discs too. All right, I know that's been asked a lot. So black disc, as you can see, they will be transitioning over to using clear discs. I'm not sure if that's going to be wave 16 or 17 where that is also supposed to come, but I have been told down the pipeline, yes, there will be clear discs involved. But those clear discs can be painted for those of you who want to do a nice kit bash. But here is the Hag, and as you can see, there are some fantastic textures in this particular mini. And the SKU on this one is 90321. It's the numbers are flipped from the Death Tyrant. But there you go. But I'm just honestly like the background. Look at the, not the background, the back and the detail. Really some lovely aspects going on here. Like look at how the skull is sitting on the top of her back. And she's just got this gnarly sagging skin going on, wrinkled sagging skin. And that grin. Ooh, nope. That is not someone you want to meet at night. Nope, nope, nope. And yes, the Rockham, it is my last Mini Mayhem. I'll be doing other streams for WizKids, but it's going to be focusing on the paint parties. I'll still be cooperating with them on that one. And I mean, I will be doing streams on my own channels too. I have been doing that the past couple weekends. So that is the Annis Hag. Again, I think that's probably one of my more favorite ones from this particular series because of all those excellent details. And let me just double checking her SKU. Yeah, the Death Tyrant was 1-2 and she is 2-1. Oh, my sparkly nails. Okay, so you want to laugh? Total non sequitur. I, for the life of me, cannot keep nail polish on my nails for longer than 2 days. In fact, you see it happening here because my nails are like silly strong. So I picked up this nail polish to see if I would like it because it has like this clear but glittery aspect so things don't show the chips as quickly. So yeah, this is my like, I want to have some fun. I'm going to paint my nails. Let's honestly see how long it lasts on my fingernails. Non sequitur. We're done with that. That was my non sequitur. Let me, hold on. Shift and let me grab another mini. You're never late, Tyan. It's always whenever you can make it, you are more than welcome. So I'm gonna, hold on, I wanna save a couple of these for like funsies. Hold on. Hello, Band of Badgers, how are you? Thank you. You know, it would be fun. Like, I have, oh, you can use nail polish for magic effects. I'm not kidding. I have done that on a few of my minis and it's come out looking killer. Little non sequitur there for you. Okay, come on. Where are the other ones? These are like all the cool ones I wanted to save for a little bit later. Oh, yes. We're going to do these, and this is where I'm probably going to need to make sure I am shifting my second camera because these are kind of tiny. So you have seen these in a painted version before. I think this was Boneyard that a version of these came out. So what we're going to take a look at now are the Crawling Claws, and you get 3 in this set, and this is $4.99 in price. So it would have a blue background to it when you get it in its blister form. And then here is the painted renders, so you can see what it looked like painted up. And your SKU right there is 90318. And these are bitty ones. These are small. So you'll get 3 small black discs, which I'm not going to bother showing because if you've seen one black small disc, you've seen them all. But these, I mean, I'm going to put them all in my hand. Oh, it looks like we're okay with the focus. I am going to have to turn though because this is just too wee for me to hold and pinch between my fingers and you to be able to see them. So I'm going to just line them up on my open palm so you can take a look. So as you see, you get 3 of them in various forms. You get the one who's emerging from the soil, all a thing. Well, actually, these are all a thing. So you get one emerging from the soil, kind of crooked claw. You get one that looks like it's flying, using that clear, as you can see, the clear plastic base with some motion detail in it. And then you get the one, this is very much high picture thing in the Addams Family, doing the skittering across the ground setup. But those are the 3 minis you will get in this particular set. I think it's a lot of fun. You could even go into some fun details of changing the color to each of them, varying degrees of decay and stuff like that. Just one of those things where you can have some fun with them. So those are the crawling claws that you can get. Thing times 3, absolutely. 1, 2, 3, things on me. Let me see here, I'm just quickly looking. A chronomancer is never late. No, they aren't. Isn't that lovely? How do you use the nail polish? You literally just paint it on because, well, this one in particular, it's got a clear base to it, so you can just paint it on. It'll keep the clear plastic underneath clear, but you'll get the fun like spell effects. This would be really good for things like, like dancing lights or something like that. Hands came in pairs. Well, apparently, Andrew. Oh my gosh, I haven't heard that name in ages. Yes, totally, Andrew. I might have to paint these up and send them to someone. We shall see. Okay, moving along. Okay, I'm excited for these because I know people have been talking about how they want to see more. And we have some more Dragonborns coming down the pipeline. So here you have Dragonborn Fighter. So that's the render for this pair, $4.99. And here you have the painted suggestion on the back for you. And SKU is 90303. Okay, that's the technical information for you. I'm gonna have to take a look at the hands again. So it's 2 in here, and again, medium black discs, which I didn't get discs for this. That doesn't matter. I have so many discs, it's not even funny. So here's the first one, and hello. The detail that's happening here is nice and deep in the sculpt, which means when you go to paint this, you can really make them pop between washes, between highlighting, between accenting the lines and everything. So that is the armor I want you to see right off the bat. You can even see there's texture happening in the armor. It's not just a smooth surface. There's almost like this pockmarking from damage from other weapons hitting it and protecting its wearer. You can see the cape has that jagged edging to it. This is a fighter who has definitely seen battle. But can we talk about the shield? I'm noticing that there are a lot of really interestingly shaped shields that are popping up on these miniatures, and it just gives them such a unique quality. I'm really quite pleased with the way this one looks. You can have a lot of fun painting it with multi-tonal metallic paints. You know, do a blend of gold, silver, and copper, or, you know, all one color and just bring out those deep grooves. But as you can see, there is a lot happening on the first miniature of these Dragonborn fighters. And then I'm honestly very much enjoying them. Tell us the truth. You do this for the countless black discs you get from opening the minis. Yes, because a girl can't have enough black holes to use. I'm kidding. I just won't put them in my bag of holding. So here is the second from this set of the Dragonborn Fighter. Again, another unique and interesting shield. It almost looks like there's an emblem involved. And look at these spikes at the top. Almost fin-like. Or is that the shoulders themselves? Hold on, let me bring it in closer. Oh yeah, so you have like these great fin details on the shoulders of the Dragonborn. And again, just everything has this fantastic texture to it. Dragonborns are fun to play. I think I've played a couple. Yeah, Time's a tiefling. Is Time a tiefling? Time might be a tiefling. I have played 2 Dragonborns. I forget the names though. One was a fighter. So that is the 2 from this particular set. Again, it's a $4.99 set, so that means you get the 2 minis for $4.99. And all of these D&D Nolzurs, they're expected to release in July 2021. It is kind of nice to have a scale-like effect, I agree. And they are, I'm a fan of these particular Dragonborn minis. They look great. Into the box below to save myself some pickup time later. I won't have these featured together for reasons. Hold on. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, and then there is a second set of Dragonborn fighters in this release. So you actually are getting 4 Dragonborn fighters coming out in Wave 15, also for $99. So here we can take a look at these. Again, drastically different looks, but still wicked cool. So that is what they look like in render form, and here is a suggestion for how you could paint them. SKU on this one is 90302. So the other one was 03. Well, now you can see these go in tandem with each other. So, just looking at the chat to make sure I haven't missed anything. And again, don't forget, if you have a question for me, type in caps question and we can go from there. But here we have the first one, 2 hand axes. And even the axes have some, let me see if I can get better focus on those axes, because there are some, there we go, bits of texture on there that you can see. See, the blade isn't exactly a fine sharp blade anymore. It's definitely been used. It's got a little extra detail to it. And then this armor, there's a scale mail aspect to it. Sort of more classic armor that we've seen before, between the bracers and the shoulders and the chest plate. All quite nice. And I like that you have this, I'd almost treat this, I don't know if I'd call it hair. I guess you could call it hair. I'd almost treat it almost like feathers. Because you know how like they're showing off dinosaurs now with feathers? And it's really cool looking. I think I would take that particular approach personally, is how I would try and do that. With the chest plate's an issue for you, honestly, thin coats will be your best friend. If you try and go in with a thick coat, it will be more difficult to cover. It will be streaky, and also use a larger brush. That will help you out. In my time doing this, which has been your favorite mini that I've opened? Oh boy. How am I gonna answer that one, the recount? I don't know. I really don't know. I have to think long and hard about that one. I'll get back to you. Let me get back to you on this one. Now, this is the other Dragonborn from that particular set. And holy heck, this has sort of like all the details from the other 3. First of all, you have this amazingly cool blade that has some notches out on the edge of it. So again, getting used in battle. You have the lovely scale texture. You have lovely scale mail. You have these excess details happening on the... Where are they? Boots? Shin pads is what I'm going to call them. This is totally like, you know, buying safety gear. You can see the back of the cape. Those lovely extra details. No, the Tiamat opening is not something that will be happening anytime soon. That's not, I don't think that's coming out until later on fall. Don't quote me on that one. But again, fantastic, lovely. I love the shoulders, quite frankly. Look at the shoulders there. Can we talk about that detail? For some reason, I'm always a fan of when the armor shoulders have some extra flair to them. Oh, absolutely. This is. God, you could easily make this either. This would be perfect for an NP, for not NPC, for PC, or for like, you know, one of those chiefs almost NPC styles. So yes, that is the second grouping of Dragonborn fighters. So you get 2 sets of Dragonborn fighters, which means you're getting 4 Dragonborns in the Nolzur's Wave 15. Both of them are selling for $4.99. Moving along as we go. Okay, let's do another grouping. I think that's a good way to present it. And who did I forget to put in their bag? Was it you? I'm gonna have to figure this out. I think I mixed up my Dragonborns. I'll fix it later. So now let's take a look at our Eladrins, because you're going to get 2 sets of Eladrins in this as well, and they are lovely. So if you want to get your winter, spring, summer, and fall, all you have to do is call sets. You will be set. So let us start with the autumn and the summer, and here you can see that is the render form of them unpainted. Thank you, Brandon, for hanging out. Good to see you. Here we have painted versions, suggestions, and SKU is 90319, $4.99 for the 2 minis. Let's take a look at these together. So here we go. I believe this one is Autumn. And this one is summer. Yep. All right, so here we'll take a look at the autumn one. And I love this open hand pose and the way the hair is flowing up and around. You see what I did. I'm glad someone saw that little sneak. I sneak in the reference. Subcomandante, please do not give out specific dates because right now we are not dealing with specific dates. There are some things where there might be delays or anything, so you can expect them July of 2021 for D&D Nolzurs. I want to keep it into the month thing. I don't want people to get excited and get disappointed if a certain date doesn't hit the mark, again, because of the global shipping issues that are happening. Thank you very much. So here you can see quite a natural, lovely look. Even the bow looks like it's, you know, almost pulled directly off of a branch and just sort of augmented. Yes, these are spring and autumn. So this is autumn, and then I'm about to show you summer. So that is autumn. And again, medium, medium, medium. And then we have, here is summer, and look at that fist, like that powerful pose. And can we talk about sword? If I don't drop the mini. Hold on. Quite frankly, that is true. You could paint this to be however you'd like. But look at that sword shape. That's just, ooh, I love it. And then, here's my favorite about this miniature. Look at the texture in that cape. So much fun. So that is summer, and now I'm going to show you. They're actually all there. They're all there. Now I'm going to show you winter and spring. Okay, so you had autumn and summer in the first set. Now we're going to take a look at winter and spring as soon as I put these back in the little baggie. Yeah, that's just it. So, you know, just keep an eye on things. You know what to expect with Wave 15, and you may even be able to do a pre-order with your FLGS. Okay, some of them are doing that, so keep that in mind. Let them know you've seen particular things. That's why I'm trying to get the SKU, so you can go in with the SKU numbers and say, hey, I really am looking for this particular SKU. Can you set one aside for me when they arrive? Yeah, Midsummer Night's Dream. That is not a bad way to put that, Destined Hope. I just saw your comment there. In terms of same release time in the EU, I can't guarantee that because, quite frankly, again, shipping delays. We are doing our best to try and get them to coincide better, but there's still some things that pop up. So let me take a look here. So we're going to take a look at, oh, let's do spring first. And this one, let me show, whoops, speaking of whoops, let me show you. By the way, here you have the renders. And then here you have painted suggestions. SKU on this one is 90320 for this set, $4.99 again for pricing. The spell effects are not removable on these. You could kit bash it if you want to and try and remove them carefully. That certainly could be an option, but no, in this case, not removable. All right, so I picked up winter. So we're going to take a look at winter. Now is the winter of our discontent, and boy, does this winter look discontented. But look at this detail happening here. See that? Isn't that lovely? That would be so much fun to bring out with a fine details brush. And even around the cape, you can see there is some extra, it almost looks like embroidery. Let's see if I can get that. Let me play my focus, see if that can pop a bit better. See? That edging around the cape, and the spell effect is fantastic. Looks like a winter's gust of wind. I really do like, oh, Elsa. You know, if you were playing an Elsa-like PC, absolutely snag this one. That would be perfection. But that is winter. And now let's take a look at spring. And I gotta say, I'm very much entertained by spring's weapon of choice. But here you can see a lot of texture and detail going on for spring's clothing and armor. You even have this little satchel, or was that a quiver? No. Looks like a satchel in the back here. Or it might be a weapon sheath. That might be a weapon sheath. Take it back. Again, look at the boots. That lovely slant to the top of the boots. And yes, part of their arm is transparent, so that you could either play this a couple ways. You can make it so the arm looks magical, or paint this solid so that you can treat the weapon effects as more clear. plastic type of thing. So that is something you will be seeing happening with this wave. A lot more arms. I personally think I would have some fun with sort of giving the arms like a really cool magical quality. So you have a more cohesive unit of a piece of the mini as opposed to different pieces of the minis being glued together. It actually creates a better connection. That would be why. And this is speaking as one who does kit batching. When you take the different elements of the clear plastics and putting them into the other plastic, the opaque plastic, that means it's additional gluing that has to happen. So if you make the larger pieces transparent, which can be painted opaque, you get a stronger connection point, which means it's a more durable miniature. Hopefully that made sense. And again, take a look at the cape in the back here. I mean, those are just begging for some excellent highlighting and dry brushing. And that's, you know, exactly, like you could have some fun working with those. Yep, exactly. You guys are picking up on it. The OSL, the painted in lighting effects, everything like that. I think that's kind of a fun aspect too to having that. All right, so let me put those away. So yes, you're getting your full season Eladrins coming out in wave 15. 2 in sets of $4.99. Well, you know, it's also because I'm a miniature painter. It helps. It helps when you have a love for what you're sharing and what you're showing. You know, and you can still find me. I'm not going away completely. I'll still be doing the paint parties. And again, like I'm starting to do some more streams on my own where I'll be painting various miniatures and stuff. So you can still stop by and say hi when I have time. There might be an uptick in the next couple weeks just because I'll have some time off. Heads up. Now we have the Planetary, and ooh, this is, let me double check the price on this one. I'm pretty sure I know what the price is, but I need to go to my cheat sheet. Womp, womp, womp. Hold on. This is a $4.99. Yep. Okay, so as you can see, very similar to the pre-painted. And here is the back. I actually had fun zhuzhing up the pre-painted before I started with WizKids. I think it's when I did that one. But here is the UPM version. And as you can see, we have, I gotta fix the focus because we were looking at details closer. There we go. You can see lofted up on the clear plastic, so it is in flight. I'm a fan of this position. It is such a power move. And the wings, you know how I am. Give me texture in feathers and fabric and scales. Oh my. Those are my happy ones to bring out and paint and really enhance those details. And there's the back view of the Planetary. Did I give you the SKU on this one? 90313 for the Planetary. Yeah, you might have to, and that happens every so often. You might have to either use your hairdryer and then dip in cold water or do the hot water. Don't do boiling because boiling could bubble off the primer. But it could possibly use a little heat treatment. Don't forget these are also sent to me out of the blister, so they've kind of been sitting not in something to keep them more secure. Just keep that in mind too with what I'm showing you. I'm definitely gonna have to give them some TLC when I go in and start working with them and painting them and all that goodness. Oh, and by the way, if you're enjoying yourselves, don't forget to hit that like button over on YouTube. That would be very much appreciated. We are still very much in, but wait, there's more. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Let's take a look at the bugbears. Yes, we have bugbears. So this is another $4.99 set. And we have 2 bugbears coming at you. But you have a bugbear barbarian, which I just like saying that, bugbear barbarian, and a bugbear rogue. You can see right there. So much fun. And then here you have the painted suggestions. I always say suggestions because I'm of the, if there's a certain way you want to paint these minis, you don't have to paint them according to what you see on the back of the blister. You can have some fun with it. Here their SKU is 90311 if you need that. Yes, you can absolutely do some lovely highlighting and detail. So let's take a look at these. So first we're going to look at the barbarian, the bugbear barbarian. I like all the bees in the name. It's just fun. And you can see, there we go. There's my sweet spot. You can see there is that fantastic texture in the fur, leather armor. Even that has that nice leathery texture to it. The axe, like I said, mine came out of blister, so there is some drooping happening because they're being pressed against on other minis type of situation. But you can see in the axe this fantastic texture in the metal portion of it. And even the handle has a little slight wood grain to it, which isn't quite getting picked up on the camera as well. But definitely a fun barbarian. And yes, I totally just wanted to say the name again. You can take a look at the back here. You can see all that. And if you notice that there is something here, it looks like it didn't quite... So if you see something like that, that's where you can get green stuff put into play. Or you might be able to gently pop it back out and reinsert it if you want to do a little bit of fixing on that one. It happens sometimes. Don't forget, these are small things going through factories, but a little tip on how you can address that if you so want to. You could also do the quick cheat of basically putting super glue into the opening and then sprinkling baking soda on top, and it'll fill it in. That's another quick trick you can do on that one. Just make sure you seal it properly before painting it, is what I will say for that one. And here is the Bugbear Rogue, and I am such a fan of all the details that are happening on the armor with the straps and the belt buckles. Really some cool accents that have been incorporated into the sculpt. But that is the Bugbear Rogue, and look at the back, see? Little embroidery detail, design detail, pattern detail, and the sheath strapped to the back. Cornstarch also works. Interesting. I use cornstarch for so much in cooking, I didn't even think about using that for setting. And it's actually an old nail trick too. You can use baking soda and super glue to repair nails. FYI. Okay, those were our bugbears. Again, $4.99. What do you say we look at some goblins? These are wonderful too. So we're gonna take a look at the Goblin Rogue and the Goblin Bard. Goblin Bard. That's so Labyrinth. I'm kidding. The Goblin King is the Goblin Bard. So here you go. You can see there's the Rogue, there's the Bard. Slightly different features than the other Goblin minis that we have floating around out there in terms of the Pathfinder ones. But there's also your suggestion, and your SKU here is 90309. I need to take a sip of tea because my throat's getting dry. Bear with me. Sneak attack at 10 feet. A melee, you mean, of course. So these are smaller. These are small. 2 small black discs will be coming with these. Did I say $4.99 for the pair? It's $4.99 for the pair. I am going to have to play with focus potentially because they're wee tiny fellows. Folk, I should say. Do I have... I do. Let me just get a good standard medium mini pulled out here. So here we have a standard medium. It's one of the pre-painted. But you can see the goblin to scale. Alright. So this is your rogue. Your Goblin Rogue. And they have a mask. Yeah, I'm going to have to play with the focus because these are so much smaller. One moment, please. Okay, so you can see that they have the bandana pulled up and over the face, which I think is a fun little detail. Basic cloth clothing. Some belt detail. But overall, a pretty fun-looking goblin to add into an encounter. Or to use as a PC NPC. I just saw the loot comment. A goblin for all times. And here we have the bard. And it looks like it's a harp. I think that's a harp being held. A little harp. There we go. There's my sweet spot. So we have a sword drawn. Lovely draping in the fabric. I don't know if you're seeing that. I rather like the expression on the face. It's almost serene. Bare feet. Little patchwork on the pantaloons. They do look rather posh, don't they? Let's see, spinning it around. Like that's a mold line I would just remove with my mold line remover. Very easy thing to do. I like the high waist too. That's a fun extra clothing detail, and the puff sleeves. So again, Goblin Bard. Fantastic set, $4.99. Ready to swashbuckles. Absolutely. It's like an Empia waist. Yes, absolutely. No, you guys can wait because I want to have some fun ones. And here we have, ooh, yeah, These are fun ones. Lizardfolk. All right, you ready to see some Lizardfolk? Because these are some sweet looking Lizardfolk. Medium black disc. They're medium in size. Here we go. So that is your Lizardfolk Barbarian and Lizardfolk Barbarian Elocution. And your Lizardfolk Cleric. It's a lot of sounds to that name. But look at those paint. This is what I thought was fun. The frill? I think is what they would call that at the top. I'm trying to remember reptilian terminology. But you can see some really great details in the armor and how you could paint them just in the render itself. It is the frill. I saw that, I'm like, ooh, that's like where I might look at actual lizards and see if I can base them off of. Blending it comes with time, and quite frankly, if you can start getting a feel for manipulating paints wet on wet, it gets a little bit better there. Hello, Zerjesta, how are you, darling? And here is the first. This is the Lizardfolk Barbarian. Let's talk about that scale detail. Texture! Oh, I love this texture. And even around the, it's not bolero. What's it called when it goes around the shoulders? I'm blanking on that particular word itself. But the shield. Can we talk about how the shield, it's basically like a giant tortoise shell shield? I mean, how fun is that? And then you have a little extra support for the foot with a clear aspect there to keep that foot lofted up and make for a stable mini. So you won't end up with the near syndrome that might happen, where if that if that foot is left unsupported, it's going to lean back on you. You know, lean back for dancing, sure, but not for fighting. But also, look at this weapon. That's gnarly. That's a fun one. So again, Lizardfolk Barbarian. SKU on this is 90308 for those. $4.99 again for the two of them together. And here is, hold on, I got a cat hair on this one. This is the Cleric. And I am such a fan of, first of all, the expression on the face and the open armed, open palm spell effects happening, like, ha, here I come. I love the attitude that is in this sculpt. You could create such a fun piece. Yes, yes, come and get it. Come at me, yo. But look, that's what I also want you to see. You see this, right? There. Look at that beautiful, beautiful detail. These Lizardfolk, you could spend a lot of time having fun bringing out those extra details. I'm not even kidding. There's some beautiful little accents of accessories. Again, the ridges going down the back, very gator, crocodile-like. And then the frill at the top. I mean, it's just, there's a lot happening, and it's a lot of good things happening. See, you even have the pouches. It does feel like a PC. That's just it. It has a personality to it. Like, this is a Cleric I'd like to add to my party. Not even kidding. It looks like one of those, let's go out and have some fun types. But also, you know, they're probably gonna be something of a tank in a way. I know a game. It's called Shaking Hands with Paler. Wanna give it a try? Love it. I love it, Leonardo. All right, so that is the second of the Lizardfolk. $4.99. Medium. Mediano. Gosh, we have so many. I'm telling you, this is gonna be a long stream because between the Nolzurs and then when we jump into the Magic the Gathering, which oh my god, I can't wait to share these with you. So many discs. I will never need a disc again. The spell effects are wonderful. So now we're gonna take a look at our Half-Orc Paladin. All right, so here we go. Poses, paints. SKU is 90307. And both are pretty darn cool Half-Orcs, if I do say so myself. Again, my swords have gotten a little bit wobbly, simply because they've been in a plastic baggie. But you can see, where's my sweet spot? You can see again, there's a lot happening here between the armor and the layers underneath. See, like there's this little chain effect almost happening there. The boots have ridiculous texture on them. Even the shoulders. And the cape. Nice. And I mean, it's a paladin. The paladin is not going to be running around with a tattered cape. Let's face it. You know, paladins are very... At least in my head they always are. Oh, you're very welcome, Jeffrey. I'm excited for this particular wave. There are some beautiful mixes of races and classes and details that are going into these. Variety of poses, which is even better in my book. Very stern countenance too. Everyone should wear a cape to work. Be your own superhero. Speaking of capes, this is probably one of my favorite capes because you can hear that cape snapping. Look at that. Again, the sword itself I need to adjust with some heat because it's been in a plastic baggie. I knew that was going to be the case, and it's one of those things I'll fix it when I go to paint it type of situation. But again, details on the armor, rivets, grooves, layers, fabric details, embossed details even. You know, that's a point that has come up a lot. So I'm not surprised to hear that, William. To have detachable things. Let me look. Okay. I am not saying do it, but I'm saying it might be possible to remove... The cape itself is inserted as its separate piece. So if you are rather good at kit bashing and know how you can manipulate minis to separate them well, you could feasibly remove the cape, paint it, and put it back in. It does have a division point. You can see it right through there underneath that shoulder plate. But it might get dicey, no pun intended, underneath. There might be some attachment there. So it's a possibility, but you better be good at what you do with kit bashing is my recommendation if you want to try and remove the cape. Personally, I would probably work around it, to be honest. I wouldn't run the risk of removing it, but if you wanted to, seeing the blade a little bit closer, sure. Let me just fix. So you can see there's sort of this almost like leaves or a vine growing up from the hilt. Is it on the back too? And it is on the back too. Rather interesting detail. Really cool detail. Okay? And since we've got an extreme close-up happening here, you can see the gauntlets even. Isn't that awesome? Okay, $4.99 for those two, and those are the Half-Orc Pally. All right, your Half-Orc Pally. All set and ready to go. And again, if you are joining me after the fact, that is one of those things. July 2021 is when you can expect all of these lovely Nolzurs. Give me a moment. I need to reach. There are so many. Oh my gosh. It's a fantastic line, but there are... Oops, hold on. There are many to show you. Okay, I feel like we're going kind of boring saying this, but now we're going to look at the human bard. Not that there's anything wrong with it. In fact, I rather like the design of this human bard. So let's take a look at them. Here is the rendered version. Flip. Oh, I gotta fix the focus because we went in extreme close up. And then we have the suggestions for painting. Skew is 90306. In that respect, Khajiit has many wares to show you. Oh, do I ever. Do I ever. $4.99 again. $4.99. I'm going to show you this one first. If you need like a swashbuckler or even like a pirate style mini, you very much could snag this one and play into that. I'm not even kidding. Come on, darling. Okay, that's better. So you can take a look at all of that. But see, look at the textures and the details. Again, folds in the fabric. I believe it is a loot, yes. Even the gathering at the ankles, see that? But they have this bandana detail wrapped around the top of their head, so you could have some fun. And this is like your little pirate / swashbuckler who likes to play. So that's the first one. And this one, again, you could have some fun with. And I'm not saying it should be, but it could be if you wanted to. Take a look. I could almost see, like, if you needed a Jarlaxle. Not saying you have to, but I could see this, like, working as a Jarlaxle in a pinch, too, if you needed an NPC representation of that particular mini. But it has that swashbuckler pirate feel to it still. I think it's just ever so... I would even try and see if I could find, like, a small... Like, to go into the familiars. You know the ones I'm talking about? The familiars lines? Or the sets? And see if I could get one of the familiars to sit on the shoulder. I think that would be a lot of fun to do. I'm not thinking about kit bashing this at all. It does, doesn't it? Inigo Montoya. And look at that. Is it the cage, right? When it goes over the fist? But just some lovely, lovely... Oh, a Seafaring Van Helsing. Oh, that's an idea. So that's the second of the human bards. $4.99. Princess Bride. Yes. Yes. I love seeing how everyone connects to these differently and what speaks to them in the design. It's always fantastic. Tiefling Sorcerer. Pardon me. This is another beauty in terms of detail. Oh no, let go. Hold on, hold on. The little hangy doodah on the card is trying to bring a mini out with it. So here you have the Tiefling Sorcerer. You get two, $4.99. Let me show you painted suggestion. You can see there are spell effects already involved. SKU is 90304. Now what do you say we take a look at these? Look at this. The skirts are ridiculous with the ruffles and the details. And I love that spell effect in hand. And even the hair is gorgeous. And look at the lacing in the boots. Man, I want to make a PC out of this one. Look at, look at, look at, look at, look at, look at. Look. It's pretty. The sleeves. Draping the fabric in the sleeves. I'm in love. Yeah, this is a beaut. Okay, this might be another one of my favorites from this particular line for the medium size. I mean, it's just... I kind of want this outfit. But yeah, that's the first of your sorcerer tieflings. Tiefling sorcerers, I know the order, operations, She oozes attitude, and confidence, which I love. So attitude and confidence, and this one is the other. Look at that. Again, and this, looking at this right? Hold on, am I looking at that right? No, I think I just matrixed that. I'm like, is that Leslie? Like, it looks like a fox summoning a familiar? No, it's just the spell effect. But the pose, can we talk about the pose? It goes to the extent of the toe is pointed, as is the finger. Such a strong statement. And then you have these incredible details happening on the clothes. Go long! Oh, I love it. Pair of sisters. I love this. Look at the split in the cape for the tail. It's another. The other one in this set is more favored for me, detail-wise and appearance-wise, but I am a huge fan of this stance. Powerful stance. Makes an impression for sure. Okay, Tiefling Sorcerers. Let's put you back in your bags, my dears. We'll talk later, darlings. We absolutely will talk later. Now, Hobgoblin. We're gonna look at the Hobgoblin Fighter and Hobgoblin Wizard. Mediums. Let me get these out. See? These are other ones. Oh, and that's just it. That's the beautiful thing about these sets. Again, this one's also $4.99. You can paint them to be the same PC, so that as you know the PC levels up, reflect that in the miniature. I think it's a very quick and easy thing to do. So here we have the fighter and the wizard. Aren't they so much fun? SKU is 90310. Did I show you the front? I think I showed you the front. Yeah, I showed you the front. All right, let's take a look first at the fighter. And hello to everyone who's hanging out in the chat. So I see we have a lovely active chat of those conversing. For those who are lurking and working, thank you for hanging out with us. It is always quite enjoyable. Look at this. I don't know why, but I like the pose we have going on here of looking down the blade. And there's almost this samurai-esque inspiration to the armor. Reminds me of like the old art that you'll see of samurais. Again, stuff I need to work with in terms of straightening out the sheath and sword. But that's what happens when you store them in plastic baggies. Eberron Battlemaster there. Ooh. Showing off the martial training, yeah. This is an intense mini. Personality-wise. Almost like this stoic confidence. Yeah, I really like that one. Yeah, exactly. There's some influence in there that I'm seeing. Pardon me, I think I have a cat hair in my eye all of a sudden. It's lovely though. Oh, this is lovely. I like it. I like this one a lot. Striking. It's a striking sculpt. So that was the Hobgoblin Fighter, and now we're going to take a look at the Hobgoblin Wizard, also part of this set. And these spell effects just... you can almost hear them. Moving the air around them. And take a look at the garment. So lovely. Again, more excellent little accents and details. I mean, even the belt buckles and everything. So much fun. Hold on, I gotta put this down and spin it. I like the edging of the back of the cape too. Different shape happening in the back, which is nice to see. And you have that lovely little bloop to the cap. Darn, wish they were on a flying stand. Well, that is where you could have some fun with kit bashing. If you're not familiar with kit bashing, there are a lot of people out there who do it and do some really fantastic things with miniatures. So those were our Hobgoblins. Another $4.99 set. Let me check my cheat sheet. Yep. Just checking. All right, now we're going to take a look at the Alep and the Deathlock. Yeah, honestly, the Tiefling Sorcerer is beautiful. That first one especially. So here we have the Alep and the Deathlock. Let me pop them out of the bag. Again, that's what all the little plastic crinkling sounds are. And here we go. These are fun. And then you have suggestions for how you could paint these up. Definitely, I'll explain it when I pull out the one, the Alep. But your code here is 90316, and these are a $4.99 set again. All right, I'm trying to be good about giving you SKU and prices. I really am. Let's take a look first at the Alep, because once again, oh, look at these details. It's the transparent plastic, and if you're not familiar with how to paint transparent plastic, that's where I'm going to suggest you look into things like inks and washes, because they behave quite well with this plastic. You'll still be able to get some transparency to them while adding tinges of colors. I highly recommend using those mediums for painting these. If you don't have those, which you can also do, and I found has worked, take a metallic paint and dry brush across the higher points of the texture, and that will also give you a little bit of color without making the miniature go fully opaque, and you won't have the light playing through it. But this is the Alep. Can we show off that? Look at even the detail in the face. You have the hair swept back. The tension. See that? Ooh. I don't want to mess with this one. But it is full transparent plastic. You can see even in the base. Alright. Stunning mini. This is another one of the ones I'm like, okay. Okay. And here we have the Deathlock, which quite frankly, I could also see working nicely as a lich. Just saying, if you need. That's true. You do have the sword sleds, Wyvern. That's a very good point. Look at the details here. Even the staff is fantastic. These spell effects. But yeah, texture in the fabric. See the drape? I mean, you could almost treat this if you need an Aslan mini. Aslan, I should say. Not Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe. I'm talking Ravenloft here. That might be an option too if you're looking for one. Shooting a magic here, right? That might be like, you know, which spell would that be? I have to think about the spell that would be. All right, so that was the Aleph and the Deathlock, $4.99 set. Oh, these guys are nasty in the best of ways. The Null witherlings, $4.99 again. Yes, the Rackham. I said that earlier that the black disc will be getting replaced with clear down the line. As to which wave it's going to come out with, possibly 16, maybe 17. Don't hold me to that quote, but I was told do expect that to come down the pipeline. So here we have the Null witherlings. Here they are, rendered painting. Look at that. And 90315 is your skew. $4.99 for the pair. Medium. Did I say medium? I don't know. I'm saying it again. Just so you know. Oh no, children! Let go of each other. They were all tangled together. Okay, so here is the first one of the set, and look at this texture. I mean, that's just nasty. Even the weapon. Whew, that's gonna do some hurt. The decaying cloth, the decaying flesh. Lots of fun little points of detail you can bring out and really make this look fully creepy and sinister. Yeah, that's a nice one. Here is the other one. Again, I'll have to play with the weapon with heat and set. But more of these fantastic aspects going on here. Roar! 9 hells, that's terrifying. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. It is. They both are. Look at the haunches. Look at that. Dying. Man. Yeah, there moisturizer can't fix that skin. Nope. There are some lovely details in this pair. $4.99. Get your Null witherlings. No laughing matter. Nope. Or you could be like, huh? That's a cease laughing matter. In that respect. Alrighty. Now we're getting closer to the end of the D&D Nolzurs. So if you're here for the Nolzurs, you by all means, you're welcome to go and hop off. But after that, I will be showing off the Magic the Gathering for Wave 15. Quick sip of tea, please. If you don't have a mug warmer at your desk, get one. They are fantastic. Alright. Stone Defender and Oaken Bolter. This is such a fun pair. These are, let me just double check. Where are you? Yeah, $4.99. Still making sure that they're the $4.99. There's the pair of them. Suggested paint. 90314. Okay, that's your skew. So let's take a look at the Stone Defender first. Ooh, this has a little heft to it, which I kind of like. With these shields, it gives it some weight. But look how fun these shields are. With the rivets and just some of like the hammerwork detail you can see and the nicks at the edges. And you just see this creature between the two. I mean, jeez, that's so much fun. All those excellent mechanical details you can see are popping out here. Look at that. Ooh, this is lovely. Right here. See that? That swirling detail? Lots of fun. And the fists are massive. Oh, that's fun. That's a fun one. That's the Stone Defender. And then, this is the Oaken Bolter. Hold on. It's like Pac-Man. A kid. But look at this. I mean, that's not something I want to get mixed up with either. You even get the wood grain detail happening. More rivet work. Give you a top look on this one especially. Look at the details that are happening in that skull. And again, this is one of those... I'll need to manipulate this a little bit with some heat and water, or not heat and water, hot and cold to get that back to where it needs to be. But these are fun. These are fun. Yep, like them, like them, like them. Lots of fun. So that looks like that is the last of our mediums for Nolzurs. Now we're going to take a look at some of the bigger ones. We started off with one of the bigger ones, but let's take a look at these guys. I'm going to start with, because we did the Death Tyrant, so let's take a look at what will be the second Paint Night kit, the Bone Claw. So you will be able to get the Bone Claw on its own as an independent mini, but there will be a bone kit, no, a paint kit option for the Bone Claw that will be releasing in the fall. So here is what the Bone Claw itself looks like. And this is an $8.99. And that is the suggested how you could paint it up. SKU is 90317. Don't forget, paint nights are only at your participating FLGS stores. So make sure you check with your FLGS, your local game store, friendly local game store, and see if they will be carrying those products. But here is the Bone Claw miniature. Ooh, let's play with focus. Because we're getting slightly thick. Here we go. But look at this. Ooh, it's nasty. I don't... This is a nope. This is my PC going, haha, bye! Yeah. But look at all of this texture happening here. Between the folds in the fabric, the movement of the fabric, the motion of the claws of the hands, like opening and closing type of thing. I think I have nail problems, right? This manicure is going to take 2 days. Really, really cool attention to detail. Even that rib cage, the sunken skin in the rib cage. It's quite nice. Quite nice. So that is the Bone Claw, which again is the second Paint Night kit option for Wave 15. Just a little FYI, FLGS, you will need to let them know and register to get your kit. Don't forget that part, because that part is important, my dears. Okay, we're going to move on to you. Warforged Titan. And the Warforged Titan. This one is a $14.99er. So it's going to be in the red background. Hold on. Does not want to come out of its baggie. How does it brush its teeth? Very carefully. That or like, you know, pinchers it. Maybe between the claws. So here we have the Warforged Titan. This one again goes for $14.99. So it's in one of those bigger blisters. I'll show you the back here. And SKU is 90324. But, oh, this one's fun. Let me grab my medium for a sense of scale here. I gotta hold my arms out further. So that goes to show you the scale. And you know, it has a large black disc that goes with it. I think these are large, if I'm not mistaken. But look at that. The detail work in here. It's just... This is one of those minis. The more you look at it, the more details you will discover about it. And every so often I will recommend just do a very light black wash before you start painting to really enhance the details that you get to work with. And this marking on the top, again, is because these all got shipped to me. So that's not something that's going to normally show up when they're in the blister. It's because of how they were shipped out of blisters, because I got the post-photography ones. Ron, thank you for joining. You know what, Rackham? I'm not sure off the top of my head if it's a huge or large. I'm drawing a full-on blank. I don't have the stat block in my mind in front of me. Work a four-letter word. But yeah, I mean, even... I'm trying to show you different angles here. And it's hefty. It's hefty. It's got weight to it. And I love it when a mini has weight, and you know once you plunk it on the table, it will make an impression. With all these little aspects. going on here? It looks like you need a Phillips head. Or not a Phillips head, a flathead. What is Phillips head? Flathead for those screws at the top. It's huge. All right, thank you. Thank you for checking for me. So this is a huge fellow. So the disc, oh, that's right. I had 2 floating around huge discs. That sounds wrong. In the box when it got shipped. So that's who that belongs to. Okay. Not fantastic. $14.99 again for this mini. It is quite sizable. Quite sizable, I will say. Just checking stream health and all that loveliness while I do this. All right. Into the secondary box you go. Now, I mean, what's a Mini Mayhem without a dragon, right? So in this, ooh, hold on. Might get really crinkly. Give me a second. In this wave, you can expect an unpainted young blue dragon. So here you go. Young blue. And then paint suggestion. 90322 is your SKU. It's not a specifically named one. Nope, this is just a generic young blue dragon. So you could, if you wanted to, absolutely. I swear this is dice in a row. It's, you know, there's a lot that happens behind the scenes. Work is work. Let me see here. Ooh, you a big boy. There we go. I'm going to have to hold this out at arm's length, which means focus needs to shift slightly. There we go. But as you can see, lots of texture in the wings and the scales. Look at the underbelly. The claws. Even the ground has some fantastic texture to it. The horn right there on the top of the nose, which is, you know, blue dragon. Pretty much blue dragon expectation there. And another solid mini. $14.99. I've painted a few of the other young dragons from WizKids. This one, it definitely has some more heft to it than the other ones do, which I'm liking. I love the pose as well. Rawr, out to get ya. But I mean, seriously, look at this. I wonder, okay, if you wanted to, you might be able to play around with the wings and add some heat to them and then reset them and open it up more so it's not so curved. Okay? I don't want to pull it too much more and snap something, but you could manipulate these wings with some heat and reset. Is that one comparable to in size the young adults? Yeah. Oh yeah. I think because its wings are curled up on itself and it's got more of this curled in pose, it doesn't look like it could be, but yeah, it's comparable to the others. The paint, which paint sets? There are a lot of paint sets floating out. The WizKids ones use Vallejo, if that's what you're asking. There are other companies, which I can't speak to because this is WizKids, but it's Vallejo paints for WizKids. All right, that's the young adult blue. And then this one is my favorite biggin from Wave 15. Because this is like a really cool monster. This is another $14.99 and also does not want to come out and play. Why are you so reluctant? And this one is the Nightwalker. I'm going to say the Nightwalker is another huge. Hold on. Oh, that's right, because we had to, you know, trombone arm this out. That's the render. Here is the... It's hard to see the paint job on it, because if you know what a Nightwalker is, they're very dark in color, so it's blacks and purples and really deep blues that you can bring into the paint. SKU on this is 90323. Put that back in the bag. Cat's in the bag. I don't know. Have you ever come across a cat that's been posed in a similar position? That's not a cat you want to touch. They are quick to claw and bite. So here it is. Oh. Okay, hold on. I need to really zoom out on this one. Fix focus more. There we go. So, here's the Nightwalker. here is with the medium set right up against it. Hello. Ryan Thorne, I can't speak to that, but I do appreciate your interest in it. It's a lovely Nightwalker. And the effects on the back are transparent, so you really could play that up. Look at that. And the musculature. For something simple in sculpt, there are still, let me bring this in. There are still some beautiful details here. The way the flesh is hung on the skeletal and muscular areas. The details in the the smoke coming off the back. Cloven hooves. I mean, even the tension in the pose of the arm. This is a great one. Lots of cool details you can play around with. So that's the last of the Nolzurs that I have. Don't forget there is also the adult white dragon unpainted version that will be coming out as well. I don't have that many here with me, but I will speak to that, and that one is going to come out. That is $39.99. The SKU on that one is 90325. Okay, definitely make sure you get your pre-order placed for your FLGS. It's a size, it's the same size as the white dragon pre-painted, so it's a sizable UPM unpainted miniature. So that is our Nolzurs. Now I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm going to take a sip. Best type of paint, I would use things like inks and washes for your clear effects. How do I deal with mold lines? That's a good question, Squeaky. You can go in and there is green stuff that you could put in and sort of fill it in and then just carefully blend it in so it goes smooth with the rest of the miniature. That takes a little practice. If you are newer to miniature painting, you could always do something as simple as taking super glue and filling in the cracks just a little bit. No overfilling, just, get some super glue in there and then literally just sprinkle baking soda over the top of it, but make sure you seal it before going into paint because you do want to make sure that gets sealed up and closed off. That gives you a little bit of fill there, but again, it's a technique where you have to sort of play around with it a little bit to get that going. But yeah, that's usually sort of the go-tos for filling those in. And don't forget, if you have a question for me, type out in caps. You're lucky I caught that one. Type out in caps question so my eyes can lock onto it faster. Oh no, wait, we had a hiding mini set. We had a hiding mini set. Okay, so there's one more to the Nolzurs, one more left, and those are, and they're lovely. These are the Air Genasi, $4.99. Okay. And look at it's the bow one that I'm quite thrilled with because you're not seeing, I'm liking seeing more of the archers pulling the bow back aspect. But these are the two Air Genasi, $4.99, SKU is 90305. And let me show you these beauties. Medium, just in case. Medium. Here's the first one. Focus, we need to play with focus again. And let me move them around. Look at that, isn't that fun? And the grin. I am such a fan of the expression on this one. Gonna get ya. It's a good one. Getting more texture and whatnot. There you go. So that's the first. There you go. And here is the archer version. So this could very easily be Ranger, Rogue, something along those lines, even though it's Air Genasi. Even the bodice detail, look at that. It's so much fun. And this is another one of those capes, you can hear the snap of it. You have all this fold in the fabric, the details around the hip pouches. Even the bow is an interesting shape. I'm here for it. I am absolutely here for it. Okay, now that is the last of the Nolzurs. So now we're going to move on to Magic the Gathering. And again, keep in mind, Magic the Gathering is going to come out just a little bit after. It's going to have a slight delay to the other Wave 15 UPM, just by nature of the game. Like I said, if you weren't here for the speech in the beginning, shipping worldwide, it's interesting. Let's put it that way. Pardon me, the more I talk, the more my voice is starting to go, so more sips of tea. Okay, now I do not have the backer cards to show with these. So what I'm going to do is I have a little cheat sheet that I'm going to be looking at along with getting this information to each of you. We will save you for the towards the end. Same for you. Let me get these all out, and then I'll start showing them to you. So what I'll do is I will read off the information for you, and then I'll show you the minis. I don't really have anything to show you on a card for this grouping. All right, so the first ones we're going to take a look at. These are the Magic the Gathering Unpainted Miniatures Wild Nactals, Fighter and Rogue. And these are $4.99 together. Just checking here. Yeah, pretty much these are all $4.99 except for other one, three other ones, which you'll see soon. All right, so, oh my goodness, the details. The details. Here, this is the first one. Look at that. And this is damage from not being in a blister when it got shipped. Just want to make sure you're aware of that. I can easily fix that though. I'm not even phased. But look at what's happening here with the main. Yeah, tabaxi-like creatures. Even Leonine. I think it's Leonine that I'm thinking of. But look at that detail going on here. Really impressive. Thank you. And the club, again, needs a little love with heat, but the other one looks very much, yes, you could start your, if you want to do Thundercats. But look at this, the posing on this one. I am such, you can hear that. Have you heard like the growls of like cougars and that type of thing? I can't make this sound myself without it sounding like a pathetic little kitten. But yes, this is the second in the set. Yeah, I'm noticing that too with the camera. It's funny what the camera will pick up sometimes. Let me look at this. Ow! Just hit my knuckle. This is what I would be careful with too, because just note this is a bit of a wobbly connection there, so be careful when handling. But yeah, that's another one of those things you could play around with a mold line to kind of disguise it a little bit more there. So that is the Nactals, the Fighter, and the Rogue. Again, this is Magic the Gathering. SKU is 90343. Pricing is $4.99. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, or you can use, yes, I keep one at my desk. One of these dealies. These are good, especially for beginners. I will not promote using craft knives. I've seen too many injuries because of that. All right. I would recommend a mold line remover for the safest removal, and then you can also get files, metal files, hobby files. They do a great job of buffing down what's left. Craft knives, I will not be one to recommend that for safety issues. I want to make sure I'm transparent about that one. All right, next we're going to take a look at the Rowan Kenrith and Will Kenrith Fighter and Wizard. SKU is 90342. Price is $4.99 again, and we're looking at mediums. So let's take a look at Rowan first. Has a lovely spell effect happening in hand. I like the pose too. It's quite lovely. And interesting details on the cape. So this is Rowan Kenrith. And then here is Will Kenrith. Again, interesting textures in the robes at the ends, I should say. Edges. But even the armor. And you have like this lovely spell factor happening here. From one hand to the blade. You see that? Quite interesting. And there is the back. So again, that's the pair of them. Well, again, this is, like I said, there's new things that are developing, so it could be one of those things that was a design that was adopted in later after this sculpt was designed. Just something to keep in mind. All right, let me put them back. Oh, wait. No. Now we're playing with the Noctals. Hold on. Hold on. You go live down there, and then you're gonna live down there. All right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 more miniatures left to share for Magic the Gathering. Sets, I should say. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the Ghouls. The lovely Ghouls. I'm actually quite a fan of these. These are fantastically creepy. They could easily be used for other tabletop games. 90344 499 for pricing. And here we have Ghoul number 1, who, oh my gosh, if I saw him, no, heck no. Pardon me, I needed to adjust my seating position. I was getting stiff. But here you can see that. I mean, he ugly. He's, ooh. Yeah, see that one, that's an intimidating creature. For sure. So that is the first Ghoul. And the second one, oh my god. This is just, look at this. The clothes are rotting away, tattered, sword shoved right through the rib cage, like that's going right for the heart. And again, just a little bit of slight reworking to get that to straighten out more. But, I mean, ooh, this one can be super creepy and kind of beautiful at the same time. Yeah, it looks sort of like an angry undead butcher, but this one definitely has, even the vacant stare is showing through, which I am quite a fan of. This is not someone I'd want to encounter. Almost bride-like. Oh god, maybe this could be Nika. I'm kidding. Oh god, if B-Dave's watching this, he'll get ideas. But yeah, actually, it does look a lot like my cosplay of Nika. I take that back. Anyways, that is the second Ghoul. Again, these are $4.99 together. Hello, Starfire! Thank you for joining! The sword shoved through the ribcage is a fantastic accent, I will say that. Alright, now here we have another pair. And this is the Rutha and Zimone, Bard, Wizard, respectively. 90345, $4.99. And let me see here. I believe this one is Zimone. The spell effect is such a cool one. Just the shapes involved in it. But then look at all the details. Yeah, this is Zimone then. Take a look at the spells going in. Isn't that fantastic? Just look at that. Really amazing spell effect. That's a fun one. Texture in the hair is awesome too. So that's Zimone. And here is Rutha, but I'm going to show you that her spell effect is coming separately, and the point is to have it, let's see if I can do this with one hand going. The point is to sort of get the spell effect, can I do this? I don't know. I'm gonna have to do this like holding up. So you get the spell effect painted separately, and then you insert into the hands later and glue it. I can't show you how it would be held because it doesn't hold it quite well. But just know this is the spell effect for Rutha. And this is Rutha. Okay. Looking up towards what would be the spell effect. Rather simple dress. But still, I think this is sort of the selling point of it, the spell effect. And ooh! I have a new ring! As you can see, the spell effect does have some beautiful textures in it too. So that is that set from Magic the Gathering. Again, $4.99. Thank you, Rackham, for the lore background. I love Magic the Gathering art. That's about the extent of my knowledge. I will stop and admire and just love every bit that I see of it. I am not a player myself, so I'm not familiar with it. Yeah, you could use this. That's just it. So many of these minis could cross-pollinate. It could be used across various gaming platforms type of thing. Absolutely. Okay, then we have my darlings. This one's a fun one. I'm happy about this one. I couldn't help but go, "Ah!" So we have Quintorius, Field Historian, Artificer. 90347. And take a look. Such personality. I am a huge fan of this one. This is my favorite smaller mini of this collection. Yep, the Loxodon Mage. But look at, just so... Again, another miniature, if you look at it long enough, you start seeing more and more of the details that have been added into it. Which is wonderful. You can't help but smile looking at it either. The ears, I just adore the ears. Alright, thank you, Destin, for hanging out. Have a lovely game. May your rolls be good to you. Alright, so that's that one. Last of the 4.99s. Yep, and that's in the name itself. Field Historian, which is, basically another way of saying archaeologist. Okay, then the last of the, well, not the last of the UPM, but blister form of the UPM. Chris, I don't know if that's even on the radar for your particular question. Now we have the Mage Hunter, 90348. This is an $8.99 one. And hold on. I mean, I can. This is Wizards. let me pull out my other mini that I've been using for reference. You can see definitely a difference in size, and I definitely need to play on focus here because I cannot hold it that close and show off the whole thing at once. I don't want to encounter this. Nope. Oh, that face. Ugh. Oh gosh, that face. Yeah, it's gnarly, yo. Like, look, I'm afraid to touch the face for. It's gonna bite me. But you can see there is also some really amazing texture incorporated into this. That's what I really want you to notice. This is a crustacean gone very wrong. Free hugs! Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see some really cool elements. Like this could be another, like, talking about using him in other games. You could see this very much in some sort of like sci-fi-esque, whether you're doing a homebrew or a formal game, what have you. But look at that. Ha! Well, that's good to know. Skittering. Yee. I'm horrified. I'm going to skitter away. How about that one? So that is, again, $8.99 for the Mage Hunter. And now I'm going to switch screens for a moment because there's no way I can show these off in my photo box as is. But you also will have two other UPMs. These are going for $29.99. Yep, $29.99, and they are biggins. Okay, so these are going to be looking for boxes. They're not in blisters, they're in boxes, and again, I have a beat up box, but you get the point. So the first one we're going to take a look at is the Galazeth Prismari. Again, go for $29. What am I hitting? Oh, $29.99, and it comes in one of those clamshell blisters in a box. So you do get some fantastic artwork on the sides and all the back. And on the back, on the back. And you know what, definitely check out the whizkids.com unpainted. That's been updated, so you can check out more of the other miniatures that we have in the unpainted realm. So yeah, this is hold on. This is again part of the Magic the Gathering Wave 15 that will be coming out after July, it's looking like. So summer 2021. So let me take this out. And actually, the packaging, trying not to gate. Oh, hello. You're an eager one. And set you right there. Don't move. The packaging actually has a lovely insert. So, yeah, I'll just put the box there. So if you wanted to have some fun post-painting the miniature, you could easily save the packaging and create this lovely stage for photographs. Just a little FYI, I like pointing that out when you have a really good insert in the box that has art details on it. So you have the Magic the Gathering logo and everything like that. It'd be great for a backdrop. Subcommandante, I really can't hint to what's coming later on in the year at this point. Let me pull this out. Black disc for its base. Clamshell. I'm leaving the disc in there. I don't feel like taking that out right now for reasons. There goes the blister. And let me hold this up so you can see. We're going to use V for scale. V scale. It's basically... Actually, that could be really cool. No, I'm kidding. So, it's about the size of my head in terms of height. Okay. Yeah, I understand, Rakam, but it's also one of those things, like, I can't speak to all of that. That's all stuff you can absolutely get the books and everything from Wizards of the Coast, but our miniatures don't come with stat blocks or things like that. But yes, this is... Oh, you're a fun one. I'm sorry, I'm taking like a close look. So, let me flip over. Oh, geez. Okay, this is what I'm going to put down. Put this down. Fix the zoom. I'm going to have to fiddle with the camera setting here. Give me a moment. I'm going to pull the zoom a little bit. You're going to get a little side patch of the rest of my photo box. Fix the focus. There we go. So here you can see, and then let's get a medium out for sense of scale. Yeah, when I have the time. But it's great. Oh, it's lovely. I like how the support is swirling along with the tail. You see that extra detail? That's a nice touch. That is quite a nice touch. But it's a good sized critter. Again, this is $29.99 and it comes in a box. Don't go looking for a blister for this one. This is a box. This is another one of those where I would highly recommend that you need to reach out to your FLGS and let them know this is a miniature you want to get a hold of so that they can make sure they have one at the ready for you. It may be something that they might not keep in full stock as well. Ooh, getting crushed by the tail already. But you can see, I love these bat-like wings, almost, or even like pterodactyl style. Really very cool. But yeah, so that is that particular biggin. Who, let me pop you over here. Can you live there? No, that's gonna topple. Let's put you over here by the dire troll. There you go. We're gonna put you right there behind me. And then we have the Omnath coming up, which I'm gonna flip to the main screen because these are big boxes. Okay. So here you have the Omnath. And this one is $29.99. SKU on this one is 90350. And you can see it's similar setup. It's a clamshell. It is... It also has that lovely Magic the Gathering insert in the box. See its flaps right up there. Really, they are great to keep. Just for back ones. And we're getting personal opinions being shared about the particular creature. But... My microphone is yelling at me. If it gates out, it's because the plastic's too loud. It's just something that happens with taking these out of their blisters. So you can see, clear, and there is, looks like there is no base. Maybe this one didn't have a black base for it. Oh, bear with me. Okay, you should be able to hear me now. It did gate on me. But, let's, again, talk about size. Peekaboo. Definitely a good size. Oh, I kind of like this. You can see me speaking. Hi. Oh my goodness. And it's the transparent plastic. Don't let that fool you though. There are so... Oh, here. Mini ASMR. You can hear the texture as my nail goes over the surface. It's a big one. So this is straight on. Say hello to my not so little friend. Quite dramatic with the arm posing. Actually, you're getting a good... Hey camera, good for you. You're showing off the details already. But let me get it into the photo box so you can see it without as much light glare on it, because it does have the plastic transparent factor going on here. So here we have, there, it's not getting so much kickback on it, but you can see. And then let's bring out a medium mini. Yeah, that's not one you want to fool around with. And again, this is the Omnath, $29.99. There's a lot of texture happening on this one. Does it have stuff inside? Let me see. It doesn't look like it. Honestly, because there's so much of the plastic happening at this point, it's less transparent and more translucent. Isn't that the next downgrade? It's more translucent than transparent. But look at this. You want to talk about heavy. You could hurt someone with this one. No, not like the Kraken did. Nope. I see where you're going with that question now. Dude, you're heavy. Let's see. Those are all the elements that go into this, and you have that textured base. I mean, you can hear the heft. Stomp, stomp. But yeah, that is... Let me see if I can get this slightly more... There we go. Yeah, that gives you more of a head-on. Right? That's when the backup PCs start coming out. But it's really cool. And this is definitely one I would say get your inks and washes for. Actually, why am I wearing my earpiece? She just realizes that's been in all this time for no reason. I think it's because I was taking calls this morning. Charge. So, oh gosh. I mean, even to my hand. Look at this. It's like as tall as my hand. From tip of the middle finger to base of my wrist. That's a good size, boy. Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely a lot of fun. And it does have the art on the box as well. But I do agree. I have, let's take a look at Spiria. I find looking at the Magic the Gathering art does make a huge difference. Like here's a Spiria. I painted her up, but I was making sure to use the official artwork. It makes a world of difference looking to the artwork for inspiration when you go to paint them. So if you do have access to the official Magic the Gathering art, do it. Definitely use the artwork. No, you are not allowed to post links. Thank you for asking first, though. So that is all of the Magic the Gathering ones that you can expect in Wave 15. But again, keep in mind they'll be coming out a little bit later than the rest of the other UPM lines, unpainted miniature lines for WizKids. So for that one, I'm going to be saying summer of 2021. But reach out to your FLGS ahead of time. Get your pre-order, and especially if you like the big ones, because those will go more quickly by nature of they look freaking cool. They also take up a little bit more shelf space, so sometimes stores don't always have as many sets to sell. So definitely let your store know you are interested, or check out various online sources if local is not an option. Okay, now before I let you go, I do have some news. Okay, some quick reminder for you. So let me go to here. Ta-da! Okay, don't forget Friday, we're gonna have a ridiculous amount of fun. Friday is where we're taking the red slot paint night kit and we're gonna go green with that slot. In fact, let me grab them. So what we're gonna do, and this is basically to show that when you get these kits, you can actually get a lot more mileage out of them than just the one miniature, is really the whole point of what's going on here. So I have two lovely guests joining me. Brian Gray, otherwise known as Urban Bohemian, fantastic streamer. Do be sure to go check him out on Twitch, because fantastic streams like that. He's my Saturday morning streamer. Like, I will tune in the morning because he's just got this fantastic voice, usually playing a game or something like that. And also on both of them are on the official D&D stream, Rivals of Waterdeep, which has been going through for another hold on, I got distracted. Which is going to get picked up for another season. Yay, hooray, I am thrilled for them. And we also have Eugenio Vargas, who is both of them are dear friends of mine. So Friday is going to be fun, everyone. There's going to be lots of laughter. There's going to be lots of giggling. Neither of them have painted one of these before. So here, and actually the artwork is also, it's the mini itself that I'm showing you now. So we're going to go from red, and we're going to use the same paints in the kit to create a green one. Now, why are we doing the green one like this and not the green slot mini that is already out there in D&D Nolzur's miniatures? Simply because this one came out more recently and is a lot faster and easier to find. So that's why we're using this one as opposed to the official green slot miniature. That one might be harder for people to find because this one came out in wave 14. The other one came out a couple waves back. So come and join us Friday night. You will need to check for a participating store. So that's why I want you to go to whizkids.io/redslod. Check out the store. Let me turn back around. Check out the store locator on that one to find out who would have kits available. And you can jump in and join us and have some fun. I mean, you could even buy an additional red slot blister, and you could have a red and a green, because you could also go back and watch the original WizKids paint party with Greg Tito and Shelly Mazzanoble, where we did the red slot together. But yeah, do come and join us on Friday. It should be a lot of fun. And like I said, this is my last Mini Mayhem stream. I am moving on and doing some different things in the D&D community, in the realm of D&D, and I'll be working with a different company soon. But I am still glad that I will be able to work with WizKids and keep doing these paint night events. So join me for this month's paint night, and then I will announce on Friday what you can expect for the August paint night, which should be a lot of fun. And I'm excited about the guests who are going to be joining me for August. Anyways, that is pretty much all that is going on for Wave 15 for summer of 2021. I hope you've enjoyed seeing what we have for D&D and Magic the Gathering today. If you want to check out the other lines, then make sure you catch the stream from last week where we've taken a look at Pathfinder, Starfinder, as well as the WizKids deep cuts. That's something to keep in mind. Am I allowed to plug? You mean general, you as in people can plug their Twitch or type of things, or me specifically? That's what I'm not sure about. I don't know. We don't encourage plugging of your own stuff. You can find me, me specifically, you can find my channels, this is not a surprise, you can find my channels both on Twitch and YouTube as The Crafting Muse. All right, type that in, one altogether, no spaces. The Crafting Muse will pull you up to my Twitch. It'll pull you up to my YouTube. You can also find me on my socials, which, hello, I should have the command in here, don't I? Let's see if that works. There we go. Or you can use those lovely links to find me on my other socials. Something fun, right? Forgot I had the chat command going. But yeah, you have all been fantastic today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I mean, y'all stuck around for quite a while, almost 2 hours of looking at unpainted miniatures, which, hello, that is fantastic. Let me just switch screens here so that, so anyways, yeah, you'll still be able to catch me for these paint parties. So that means join in at 4 p.m. Eastern time, 1 p.m. Pacific time this Friday, both on Twitch and on YouTube for WizKids. And you can, see the three of us get up to either some fantastic painting or fantastic conversation. Both. We'll go from there. It's honestly, like, these are two lovely people in my life. I cannot wait to share this with them and with all of you. I think we're really going to have a great community event as a result. So hopefully I'll see some familiar screen names, catch names, whatever, in the chat as well. And until then, don't forget to find me elsewhere, and I hope you all have a lovely day. I hope the week treats you well for the rest of the week. And I'm going to wrap this up, and I always mean this in full sincerity. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. I'll see you on the flip side. Bye, everyone.